All right. Good afternoon to those of you on the East Coast. Good afternoon also to those of you on the West Coast. I'm your host, Brandon Troy, host and co creator of Movers and Shakers Unlimited. And thanks so much for joining us wherever you are watching from. As you will know, we are here at 2024 CES, and I have a special guest on a tap for you guys. I want to be able to introduce Salesforce's Kathy Baxter to the show. Kathy, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. First and foremost, here we are at CES. How has the show been for you thus far in the time that you've been here?
It's been amazing. I've been able to meet some fantastic subject matter experts in the field of AI. Just wrapped up a panel with Madam Secretary of Labor, Sue. It was a wonderful, wonderful panel.
Excellent, excellent. Now, you just commented on the panel, and I want to dig deeper into that. With Salesforce, what immediately comes to mind is what we're thinking of with workforce and just that industry in general, and all the applications that come with that. So, can you shed further light and talk about some of those further examples that perhaps a lot of us take for granted in terms of how that applies?
Salesforce has a number of applications that people encounter every day, and they might not even realize it. So we power most call centers. So when you are engaging with customer support, there's probably Salesforce behind that. When you receive a sales or marketing email, Salesforce is probably behind that as well. And so we are using AI. We have been using AI for almost 10 years now to power these applications and make the work much more efficient for all of our Salesforce customers.
Excellent, excellent. Now, in speaking of, some additional examples of that, some things that immediately come to mind is, uh, I guess, like the tickets or just those certain individual pieces that allow both parties to be able to interact with one another. So, can you talk a bit about some things that, perhaps those that have been users have really struggled with, and perhaps they reached out to you and that you're excited about having that you guys are still working on now that will become an eventuality very soon.
Well, trust is at the core of artificial intelligence. We've
Yes.
heard this message time and time again here at CES, but we've also seen it in a number of surveys and articles. And so, if customers, if individual companies, if they don't trust AI to give them the most accurate answer, to give them a fair, unbiased answer, then they're not going to use that technology. And so I've been working on responsible AI at Salesforce since 2016, and I'm very proud of all of the work that we are continuing to invest in our products to make sure that now our generative AI offering that it's accurate, safe, honest, empowering, and sustainable.
Excellent, excellent. And you commented on generative AI, which I feel like has been like a hot button uh, term and phrase that has happened with many of the panels today. For those that we have as our, some of our casual folks that are familiar with tech and AI, can you, dig deeper into, what generative AI, excuse me, entails?
Yes. The AI that has been used most frequently and that most people have engaged with, though they might not know it, is
Right.
predictive AI. They are most likely engaging with it in their smart speaker in their house or the Maps application on their phone or in their car. And it's all about taking past historical data and sometimes also very current data, like traffic data,
Sure.
and making predictions and giving recommendations. So, based on the traffic on the roads, what is the best route to get you to your destination most efficiently? Generative AI instead is about generating new content, perhaps content that has never existed before. In terms of Salesforce, That would look like taking all of the knowledge articles that your company has created, and when a customer calls into your call center, rather than just pointing customers to a knowledge article that probably has the answer somewhere in there,
Right.
instead it summarizes and provides to you what the actual answer is to your question.
Awesome, awesome. Now, um, and I- in my interaction with Salesforce, I know one other component that comes to mind in my interactions with it is when there is that interaction between the client and the potential organization or business that's trying to have that business with that say client. It'll have it'll have a breakdown of how that client has interacted with what has been sent to them. So if I recall, in the instance, say if they are if any information is shared or something is available for their client, the business that they're interacting with can see,
Yes.
hey, like I can see that you looked at a lot of this material and that you looked at a lot of these things. So that part has, I know that's like a couple of years ago. So I'm curious, how has that evolved since then, that in that particular example of being able to have that have that through line from client to business
Yes.
of ensuring that that business can finally close that particular
Yeah.
client that's kind
Yeah.
of like on the fence.
Yeah, that's we talk about having the customer 360. So the full 360 view of you as a consumer.
Yes.
Let's use the example of you going to a dealership and buying a car, knowing that you may have visited that dealership's website and you looked at different cars, and now you're able to track that information. You've gone into the dealership, you have now test driven that car, and then you purchased it. You get a number of different warranties or services and add-on. Being able to follow from that sales pipeline now to a customer support pipeline. You need to go and get your car serviced. It tracks that. You have a question about your car. You might call in, you might send an email, or you might send a DM on social
Yes.
media.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so being able to know who you are, whether it's from your phone number, your email address, or your social media handle,
Sure.
follow you all the way through that life cycle. And then when it comes time, if you decided to, instead of buying, you used your car, now it's time to renew your lease, sending you those sales or marketing emails and being able to track what did you open,
Yes.
what email did you then click through to.
Right.
So being able to track what resonated, not just with you as a single customer, but then also looking across all customers, being able to create different email subject lines, which is more effective, creating FOMO or playfulness, excitement that a new offer is about to come through. So it's the entire 360 of always knowing who you are, regardless of what department in your company that consumer has interacted
Right. Excellent. 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 So I always ask each of my guests this, and it's always fun, especially being here in Vegas. So I love to ask, outside of obviously the commitments that you have here at CES, of course. We are in Vegas, so what are some things that you are looking forward to, outside of the commitments that you have here at the show?
this. I am very eager because after I speak with you, I get to catch the spear.
Ah,
And I cannot wait. I think it's going to be a really amazing experience. And so
jealous, jealous.
that's definitely top on my list.
All right, excellent. Well, Kathy, thank you so much for your
You.
time. There you guys have it. Again, I'm here at 2024 CES. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.